Alright, hello. PTB Live, we got everything working. Emoji. Let's get right back into the swing of things. I can't believe I'm only 2 hours, 30 minutes into this. Hey, Zarg. Who's got that on lock? Hey, Lich, nice to see you again. I decided I'm gonna keep things consistent at like 3 o'clock. I might push it back by like 3 hours, depending on if I actually get a job. What I'm saying, actual job. That means I won't have I'll have less time for sure. But you know, that's a job. So we got all the Pikmin types at least. Oh, hold on 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. Okay. I'm genuinely, what's it called? Concerned for the U.S. economy, not gonna lie. Having some service job might help, though. That's politics. Now we're gonna talk about the real stuff that people like to talk about. Like Nintendo. And how they're a bunch of bastards. I hope everybody caught the new Nintendo Direct, Bing Bing Woohoo Direct, and how I've never realized, I never realized it was possible to have a Direct with so many good games and to still disappoint everyone. Like, Nintendo has broken some records there. $80 digital games, $90 physical games. God bless Bing Bing Woohoo, you know? We're gonna actually get our numbers up. It's just gonna work. The thing is, Nintendo's the only gaming company that still makes video games. They're like the only like massive like console like hardware and software producer. And they're now upcharging on their games. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Nintendo does make like a lot of good games when they function. Like, I want to try something out real quick. We're gonna try, is Game Capture making this? I still don't know what's causing, like, these weird performance issues with, Pikmin 2. Like, people got aggressive when Rockstar said, we're gonna make a Grand Theft Auto. Make the next Grand Theft Auto, let's go, $100. And Nintendo's like, oh, that sounds great. Is my C-stick broken? Hold on. Oh, okay. I'm guessing it's because when you're holding them, they can only, line up directly behind you. You can get that. We could just have these guys farm some berries. Oh, you sons of bitches. I forgot about these guys. But yeah, I am immensely disappointed. I'm okay. I'm not gonna not buy any Switch games. I'm just going to, I'm going to pray somebody finds, like, the paperclip exploit. And just, like, find some major hardware vulnerability that allows people to, rip and dump it. That is, like, what I am praying for right now. So, also, we only have a small handful of stuff left. Hold on. We got that water puzzle left, actually, so... maybe we need to actually grab some extra blues. We're gonna throw our yellows in here. Yeah, piracy has never looked more appealing than now for us, man. Like, that's not gotta be ultimate monkey's paw. It's like, oh, this is probably like the best first-party developer that is consistently releasing hardware and innovating. And now they're like, hey, suckers are gonna pay $100 for our games, let's do that. That's like what really sucks the most. Oh, that was a misinput. Oops. Rubs belly. But yeah, that's just the biggest shame. I'm less mad and more like genuinely disappointed at it. And now we're getting, not PvP Bloodborne too, so... imagine having to, like, fork out, like, $80 just to get the new FromSoft exclusive because they're putting it on Switch, because they like to watch people squirm. You can, get out of here. So grab this. We need to aggro this guy too, and then have Louis bring over the whites. Oh, fuck. Oh, man, that performance. The performance issues only seem to happen on the overworld. And Louis bring over the whites, and I think we also... let's see. We're also gonna bring over all of our reds as well. Because I know there's a Snaggart boss right around that corner. Like I said, I don't disagree with the Switch as a console. I think as a concept, the Switch is pretty great because, like, it popularized the idea of just, like, a portable, fully powered PC. And then Valve was like, hey, we can do that even better, and they did do it much better. Yo, Sam! I'm trying to stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday around, like, 3 o'clock-ish. Right now we're just talking about how Nintendo dropped the ball of the century. Though, if I'm gonna be doomer about it, it's probably not gonna matter very much. Like I said, just immense disappointment, and I'm just hoping to God somebody finds a hardware hack for it early, or some kind of homebrew, or bare minimum, a homebrew channel for it. If we get a good jailbreak out of it, I'll take that too, because we can actually work with that pretty well. Oh my god! You guys actually got that done pretty quick. That'll take 12. Let's just do 12 to be safe. Louis, you're gonna... oh, wait. Olmar, we're gonna go here. This puzzle stumped me a lot. We're talking about, like, the, what quantifies for smart for kids. This puzzle is one of those. This puzzle stumped me a bunch as a kid. Louis is just doing some trick shots there. Okay, hold on. Okay, Louis, now you're going to take these whites back. I think we're going to need, like, a few more, We're going to need a few more reds for this. Because I remember exactly that that's a staggered hole right then and there. We're just going to need a few reds. We're going to have, like, Louis stand by here to just, like, get us what we need. Other than that abysmal well, yeah, I think that's like Schrodinger's direct. It's like that. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell are you guys doing? They took the suicidal path home. Bad. Yeah, I think he's got. Okay, now these guys can start to work on this fence. That's a snagger hole. I think after that, there's just like a few surface treasures left. We got Louis waiting here to get what we need. Clearing out the Awakening would be pretty good. Though I do like this place because it is a fantastic place just to get a restock on Pikmin. You got the whole beasts for your purples. Got lots of flowers and lots of easy kill wildlife. No, that was the last surface treasure. Okay, so we can completely clear out this area before heading on to the next place. Then we gotta hit Glutton's Kitchen too. Okay, Louis, let's get the squad. How many blues do we actually have? Let's just work for that. Getting all of our whites. How many red? Okay, so on the field we got got 22, 22, 5. 27. So I'm probably gonna need like what's it called? Extra 5 blues for those. And 12 yellows, okay. I'm liking this comb. We'll start shimmying our way over. Yeah, other than that, everything's been pretty chill over here. I am just praying, like I said, nothing much has changed here. I'm still having fun with Guilty Gear, still doing riding crap on the side, and still working part-time, but hey. It's a very good gig I got going. And I feel very lucky about it. And whenever I talk about work, it's like a few steps away from giving the same HR complaints everybody else typically has about HR, but oh god, do they earn it. We're missing one. Hold on, this. Oh, please don't. Ooh, excuse me. But yeah, it's been pretty. I don't know. There's this feeling that when you get older, where just like days start blending together because you're just doing work, and I hate that feeling. I don't know how people live with that feeling. I'm very conscious when it happens. So I've been trying to like do things to try and keep days more engaging and varied. I don't know what age that exactly starts happening, but I know it's kind of handy when you work retail. Because, like, you want those retail days or, like, those really heavy work days that blend together. By God, it's like, I cannot tolerate them. Which is also why I can't really tolerate retail. We're just bringing reds along because they're, like, fodder for, like, any, buds. They also have slightly higher attack damage, so... Either way, we're here with Pikmin, and Pikmin, those hours feel nice and long with Pikmin. Get that? How's the rest of chat doing today, at least? It's a pretty fine Wednesday. We're on the cusp of, like, this stupid winter. This, you know, I'll say it. I'll put it out straight. This winter season has been edging spring. There's no other way to put it. Spring has been edged constantly. I've had like some of the most gorgeous like 70-degree days this week, and then it goes back to like freezing temperatures with really sunny days. It's like, why are you doing this to me? Enough with the edging. Just come on, bring spring in full. I crave summertime heat, and spring is just one season closer to summer. You say get owned, but aside from California weather, which is just California weather, because California is like a cheating state, one of the nicest seasons I've had is the exact 2 weeks of perfect springtime weather you get. I'm not sure, maybe it's because it feels so nice because the winter's so awful, but New York becomes like so gorgeous and livable when, I think it usually happens around mid-April. I say like between the middle of April to the middle of May. Perfect weather, perfect humidity. Like, you know, you got a nice cool breeze blowing through, so nothing feels stagnant or anything like that. You can go on a walk in the parks and feel nice. Everything's like sunny and bright, everybody's happy, and it feels normal here. It's so nice. And then summertime slams into you with 100% humidity days at like 90 degrees, and then you just dissolve. Get them, my chunkers. Yeah, imagine you connect streams like, hey, how's the weather doing, chat? Something's never changed. Though, granted, I have my excuse. Usually, when you don't know how to socialize, you just go like, how's the weather? I want an endless summer, but I want a dry endless summer. Okay, so this is where we need the booze for. I can't either. Usually people start small talk with me, and whenever people make small talk with me at work, it's all like, I am very sorry, I would like to continue this, but I have work to do. Oh my god. Okay, we lost 2 purples. Oh god. We will never recover from this loss. No offense, Zard, but think? We'll let these guys handle this. Low-key, because, like, you encounter so many people online who are autistic, I think that it's just, like, this nature where it's, like, more than often than not, you're gonna encounter somebody who's autistic if they spend a good amount of time online. If you're non-autistic, you just, like, if you're not autistic, you like AI memes on Facebook. That's just how reality goes. Oh, yes! There we go, perfect. Yeah, you tell... this might be a bit too real, but you tell normal people that, and they're like, oh, thank you for giving me a convenient excuse to just be a dick to you. It's okay to avoid him, he's just autistic. Okay, I should not be laughing at that, but I just laugh because it's a bit too real. Like, I'm at this point of half accepting it, and half not. Hell yeah. But then again, it's like if you like. But then again, I think it's like when you get the king, if you like when you get like the most peak person is being autistic but unhinged, like unhinged in a good way, and then finding some some suave guy who actually knows how to talk to people who can market your autism, and then you become goddamn unstoppable. I think like Steve Jobs and Wozniak. Like, granted, Steve Jobs kind of stole the credit for Wozniak, but I don't think I'm not sure how much he cares, actually. Regardless, it's like he brought his autism to the open market and created Apple, so hey. A lot happens in creative fields as well, where typically it's like, you just find somebody who's eccentric and asocial, and you meet with somebody who's well-connected and social, and then they just give them the boost they need. I could probably say, like, the only other thing I know off the top of my head is probably Frank Herbert, because when he wrote Dune, nobody was publishing it, but he had a friend who was a publisher who was like, you know what, you should publish this, it's, like, amazing. Then Dune was a flop on release, and that editor who did that favor for him got fired, but then it became a sleeper hit, or a cult hit. And then it became very big later on. Either way, it's like, either you find a job where it's like, you can work properly with it, and where it cannot be apparent to others, or it just gets weaponized into the next big thing for the market to eat up. Or you could pretend to have Tourette's and make a TikTok about that, I don't know. Day in the life of being an autistic, Pikmin thing. On TikTok. Oh, God. I have a very complicated relationship whenever... Oh! Oh! Get out of there! Just say, I have a very strange and complicated relationship whenever it comes to mental health stuff. But like, a lot of it is like, I laugh about it because I'm kind of coping with it. Ah, got him. But I think low-key, this is to like just everyone. It's just that tolerance up. Up there, that sausage went to the floor. You just get somewhat of like a tolerance to it after a while, and then you just kind of laugh at it, but it still bugs you deep down. That's that's at least my experience with it. I can laugh about it a lot, but by God, I laugh and also cry about it sometimes, because it does genuinely suck. But hey, that's why IT will help me rule the world, because it's like, you know, if you bully the IT guy, you don't get your computer working no more. I actually want to, you know what, I think talking IT is another real interesting prospect, because just being active on the computer, it is surprising the skill gaps there are between computer users. A lot of people in IT joke about it. Oh, you're not gonna get me this time. You are gone. You are owned. The skill gap between the skill gap between computer users is so much more bleak than I thought. And granted, like, I work primarily with boomers. I can't really say the same for kids. I've talked with a few people who work at school IT. They say the gap is like, you get like 2 or 3 really bright kids who really want to like learn computers inside out and ask questions. Then you get the great majority which just use iPads. In like the professional work world with like even adults and boomers, for the most part, it's like, I kind of have a respect for boomers who are like, you know, I don't know how this computer works, I'm gonna call the IT guy if it's acting kind of funky. Because, oh my God. Like, no, boomers are like... If we need, like, a Butlerian jihad, I'd resurrect all the boomers to, like, discover new, unseen computer errors. Because, by God, like, the amount of ways the computers can break nowadays, combined with, like, Microsoft, like, what Microsoft does with the computers as well. Bullying, I can't believe the YT still has that option. That is the only, like... I do genuinely think about moving over to Twitch, just because that... The auto mod on this is so lame, and you can't turn it off. It's really sporadic. Like, one time it started censoring, like, XQC. The only way to know that your things are getting hit by the auto mod is by, watching the on-screen, chat display. Is that up? Yes, it is popping up. Okay. I gotta get a stream overlay someday, too. But yeah. Twitch is only a viable alternative. Moving to Twitch. It's kind of a shame that Twitch is a more viable move. I do like the niche use for YouTube Live and YouTube Gaming. Granted, I've got some nostalgia for it. I remember it a lot, so a lot of you don't have to. But whew. YouTube Gaming, back in the heyday, man. A lot of people say, like, I wish to go back a lot. I genuinely want to go back to that. Having just that weirdly hands-free environment just to stream whatever the hell you'd like. There's something... I guess it's, like, as long as you've got basic protection in it, like, to stop, like, abusive content and, like, actual illegal stuff being stopped. But having just, like, basic restrictions on what can and can't be streamed or said... That's fine. Like, and they've already got auto word curation. Like, I could whitelist and blacklist words in chat if I please, so people can just, like, curate their streams rather than having Big Daddy Google be like, hey, this is what you can and can't say. Just allowing that freedom is really nice, especially on, like, what you can and can't stream. I'm just gonna, like, delete every single one of these traps, because I do not trust any of them. Okay, these things actually don't look much of a threat, so... Like, I don't think, like, a Wild West internet works very well in the context of everything being centralized and auto-modded to a few sites. The Wild West internet only works because, like the Wild West, you'll see a place called Rape Town, and you're like, you know what? I don't want to go to that website. And it's kind of self-explanatory, where it's like you just curate the sites as like, oh, this guy, okay. We're gonna bait out a boulder. Stun. Oh, okay. Do not want to mess around with these guys. Nasty SOBs. But yeah, a lot of the goodness of the internet just comes from, like, having curated spaces and how they feel like genuine, like, I think people... Game! Yeah, Delta... Oh yeah, that's right, Deltarune was announced for June 5th. You bet your butt I'm probably gonna stream that. I also gotta make some McDonald's YTPMVs for that. People usually like to bring up, like, segregation comparisons when it comes, like, oh, you could just build your own website, but it's like... The difference is that, unlike old segregation, like real-life segregation, the same web development tools, and first of all, there's quite literally space for, like, there's space for more than everybody online. You can make a space for every single niche social group, and then a lump sum. And everybody has access to these same tools to create whatever spaces they please. Now, granted, that, like, got cracked down real hard because now, what's it called? We've got more, clouds as a, like, we've got more software, like, sorry, infrastructure as service programs, which are just like, hey, if you want to have your website run, you have to run it on, like, the Amazon cloud, virtual real estate. That's it. So it's like, you have to buy it from a virtual realtor. I still think it's fairly free in creating your own website, but now, like, with search engines as well, discoverability is way down, too. To be frank, Zarg, I do not like that aspect of the old internet, but you could still curate whether you ran into that stuff or not. Like, the only ways you get that whiplash is if you, like, click on the site that's labeled that, or if you get pranked by a friend. Like, even when I'm very young, it's like, you know, if you want to have that whiplash, you just go to, like, /B or whatever. But if you want stuff a little bit more curated, you'd go to YouTube. If you wanted to, like, see really stupid or sexualized video game parodies along with, like, really stupid animations, you'd go to Newgrounds. Each of those sites had this culture where it's like you kind of knew what you're getting into. And now every website's like, you don't know what you're getting into, we're throwing everything together and making it pure ass as well. I sound like I should just frickin' rename this to Boomerang. Like, back in my day, the internet was more whatever. But regardless, the most important part is the internet had literally spaces for everyone. And that's how I watch Invader Zim. Oh, it's raining borbs. It's raining borbs. Okay, we gotta be careful of this guy. That's definitely one thing, because, like, every website is like, hey, we've got, like, payment options now. I think I've talked last stream before about, like, how content creator is now a viable job choice, and I find that slightly astonishing. Like, how it's like, if you get really good at editing and find your niche, now it's actually viable to get a proper payout. Now, granted, payouts are much smaller. Like, if you want my experience, because, when I was younger, I did it tricky. I lied about my age to get on the YouTube Partner Program because I made some awesome Minecraft mods that boosted my channel to the program. The per-view payouts have relatively stayed the same, but the per-click payouts were like, you get 35 cents every time somebody clicked an ad. So those payouts were really lucrative back then. Well, the thing is, I'm lying more about, oh, whoops. I was lying less about that and more about the, about that for money. Because, like I said, I had dreams of becoming, like, the next Yogscast. I made a bunch of Minecraft mod videos that got popular enough to, get me an invitation to the partner program. And then Asgornals happened, too. The payouts back then were insane, but the partnership program was still very lucrative. You had to have a viable channel before they'd let you on. Now anyone could get monetized. You could upload a video of you taking a shit in the toilet, and then you could just apply for the partner program, easy peasy. Took off the cliff. I think there... Here, actually, let me Google this. Okay, so to get it... There's no basic threshold. You can just start monetizing your content immediately. I don't... Okay. I somewhat understand why people would, like, want to, like, remove their online presence. It's either, like, trolls remorse, or, people just being like, you know what, I just, like... I don't want my online identity or associated with my real-life persona. Because people grow up, and with how... And sometimes there might be, like, a lot... Like, there might be a distinct line between, their real life and their online personas. And you just want to get rid of that. I completely understand. I sympathize slightly, but now my real life and online life have slightly, intermixed. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll pivot here. I guess I'll be a bit smart here and just be a bit more tidy with my online image. Partnership program is more like, it's kind of like, it's like a cherry on top to making good content. If you make good content, you get a lot of views, and you get a lot of people saying you like it. And you can also make money off of that. But you have to make good content. You have to get noticed first. So that's why having some kind of barrier to entry helps, because it like means like you have to like have people fucking freaking innovate. Me thinking about reply girls. Oh man, YouTube definitely had its rough patch. Like I remember about the era of reply girls. Let's jump this guy. 2 yellows, 1 red. We're still in the clear though. Actually, okay. Funny you mentioned Gemini. I love this cave the most because I love snagrets. I think snagrets are like one of the funniest animals. As a kid, I thought they were like one of the funniest animals in the game. Even as an adult, I still think they're very funny. We got a refresh here too. I think there's another snagret beyond this. Beyond that water puddle. Come with me, brothers. Might need to convert some more to blues. But I would say it's just like, monetization will always have to exist with everything. That's going to be a fact of life. But the most important detail about that monetization is like, is striking that good balance between like, how easy is it to get monetized, and are we ensuring that we cultivate a proper environment for this monetization as well. You want to make sure that people who are gaming the system aren't just like taking over the majority, so you can incentivize really interesting content for people to keep watching. Granted, if you want to go money making if you want to go like optimal for making money, that's modern YouTube nowadays. Where it's like you just create stuff that's like bottom of the barrel engaging, because views are money. Cut out the middleman, cut out entertainment, and just make something engaging. And it's not that hard. It's not that hard if you have like no soul. Yep, there's another snagger. I knew it! Knew there was another one of these bastards. Sub-level 10, Nutty Putty Cave. I know recently, kind of related to all that, there's been this uptick in longer form content. Let's get some more blues. And I think one big part of the reason why that is because a lot of people who grew up watching YouTube just grew up. And that content is really good to do along with your adult work. Working from home, doing papers, etc. So that's why long-form content took up, because the initial audience of YouTube is now, like, much older. But they still want to watch YouTube, you know? I kind of remember, because I went back and watched just, like, old Game Grumps and, like, old JonTron. Like, just fucking Peanut Butter Gamer, old YouTubers I watched when I grew up. Just because it's like, is it really better? And I think it's kind of crazy how these 10-minute videos would take months to produce, but they're so jam-packed and memorable in just like 10, 15 minutes. And those 10, 15 minutes would carry you so far when you were younger. See you later, Cryptid. Like, the only reason why I put on like hour-long videos or streams now is to fall asleep to them. I think the last hour-long videos, like post-plus 1 hour-long videos I watched is usually the old Oni Plays Ding Dong and Julian vids, because there's just something nice and raw about that era of Oni Plays. You guys know Danon? I recognize that brand! But nowadays the meta is just, like I said, just creating easy, engaging content, because it's a money deal. This kind of expands to, like, art in general. I kind of like that zoom in effect. That's neat. Okay, so we gotta throw some white, like a white or two over here. This is not a good idea, actually. This is a very terrible idea. Here. We'll get our blue, and then we'll, like, run distractions. Sorry, I'm locking in. It's hard for me to do two things at once. Go, Johnny! Okay, we'll just get this fence down. Once we deliver that, we'll head to the next floor. I do, like, there is so much you can do with so little in creative fields. I think YouTube is definitely one of the best things where I feel shrinking down videos would be pretty good. But now, I think having longer form videos also helps too, because now, since the AdSense meta is dying out, now you got the rise of the sponsored clips meta. Sponsorships pay a lot more, and the longer your video, the more you can fit in, like, sponsorships and mid-roll ad breaks. I'll admit, I got monetization on the stream. I'm gonna be completely upfront, but hey, making a little bit of pocket change while playing some games is fine. It's really hard to stay engaged. I think, yeah, the last few ones I saw was a few long plays. I think the longest video I saw was one of this really interesting RPG Maker survival horror game called Look Outside. There's a long play of it. I don't have energy or time for, like, those like longish RPGs anymore. But I do really like, I did really like the art and the art and the direction of the game, so I just watched it in a long play of it. And I broke it up into, like, small parts, too, when I was going through it, because it was, like, a very engaging playthrough to watch, even if it was, like, without commentary. Does Dolan Dark still exist? I remember, like, even as a kid, I quickly identified, I was like, oh, Dolan Dark's like a slop channel, bro. Dolan Dark, more like Dolan Dumb. Oh! Oh! He's mobile! Okay. getting really lucky on these, Get him! We're getting really lucky on, like, him appearing. Like, this, like, the third time in a row. Get him! Let's burst him down. Oh my god, again? If you don't know what I'm looking for, it's like when he gets stuck in the ground trying to submerge. That's like a prime time to attack. And he just did that over and over again. What the hell? Dude, I should become a Pikmin 2 speedrunner at that point. I'm not sure if it's uncommon or not, but... wow. That's actually pretty funny. Yeah, real G's, remember when people hated when Dolan Gooby comics were like spammed across the internet? Gooby, please! That's actually why I hated his channel as a kid, because I really hated Dolan comics. Metal Suit Z, let's go. Dolan World? Are Dolan World and Dolan Dark the same thing, though? I kind of like them now, but they were spammed everywhere back in, like, 2014, like, 2013. Wait, we missed the treasure? Oh, shit. We're going back in, bros. Doesn't Grande stream now? Not an insult to him, but I don't remember a bunch of, because I remember it was like 2016 when you really started to see like these really, like, that's, I know it was like the iDubbbz era when you started to like see the rise when people realized that drama and shitfling was really starting to get some big attention. But granted, iDubbbz made an art out of it. I miss old iDubbbz a whole lot, bro. But he's moved on. I can respect him for moving on, and I can also still say like, man, dude, it's like, wow, wow. I don't really have I can't really say much about iDubbbz that hasn't already been said. Like he made like call-out drama videos like an art. He made it so entertaining and so funny. And then he just like went back to bottom of the barrel and was like, yeah, I don't care. Oh, spam, you don't know. This game has some like war crimes set up for me later. We're just like scratching the surface. Once we hit the final area, you're gonna see some tears. If I were iDubbbz, like, I would just retire, like, see, this is what a lot of other YouTubers did. This is, I literally even had a talk with my wife about this the other day, how the smartest YouTubers, like, are old generation ones who just, like, silently faded. Or, and I think this is, like, where stuff, like, this is assumption, but I would believe it. Like, PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, a lot of people who were big in, like, the mid-2010s, I will bet dollars to donuts that they, that when they got that huge YouTube money, they took a big slice of it, put it into some, Roth IRA savings, some high-yield savings account, and then retired after, like, 10 years. Like, so basically, it's like, instead of thinking that, like, that gravy train wouldn't have stopped making 6 figures off of, like, making YouTube videos, they just invested it, and now they can just live whatever life they want. They can do whatever they want. And I do massively respect that. How they understood that, like, they had to understand that YouTube was a flash in the pan, and they needed to be just financially smart enough to do something with that bucket of gold that suddenly came upon their lap. I've been forced to look into finances a lot more. Like, trying to plot out, it's like... No! It's more, like, and when I hear about iDubbbz with, like, his Creator Clash, I think it's only for Creator Clash 1. When Creator Clash 2 hit, the sentiment was gone. After he admitted he lost 250 grand on it, it's like, dude. Oh, dude, this spawn. Also, dude, this spawn sucks. What the hell, bro? Let's get on the exit. Well, I say more, it's like, look at his channel. He's like doing what he wants, and now he's funding an Iron Lung movie with his own money. He's just doing what he's like showing up in TV shows. He can do whatever he wants now. I think another one of those king examples has to be like iShowSpeed, who I think is the funniest example. Because during COVID, he became like a multi-millionaire, and now he's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna use my money to travel around the world and do whatever the hell I want. I sympathize with him so hard, because it's like, he had his 10 seconds of fame being really annoying, and now he's just enjoying the world. He could have, like, invested in mansions and Ferraris and, like, thought the money would never stop. No, he's like, no, I'm just gonna go, like, everywhere I want now. Well, granted, he did invest in some Ferraris, but hey. I would totally do that. I think this is the floor where we, missed our last trip. Oh, rain and bulwarks. No! No! Oh, no. Rest in peace, Purple Bros. And actually, after hearing about, like, Matt Pat's retirement as well, I do have some newfound respect for him. Because, like, he talked about how content creation was so hard. How, like, he'd have to work like 80 hours a week in order to make those game theory videos. I don't like those game theories at all. But for him to put in that much effort and finally retire now, he was really in it for the love of the game. Like, there's no beating around the bush. Like, there's no beating around the bush anymore. Matt Pat was like making those FNAF theories because he liked making them. He had fun with them, and he stood at it until like he physically could not do it anymore. I have a decent amount of respect for that now, and and for him just being real about how tough content creation is. You know, it's funny because that content creation burnout, the first more large scale scenario of that happening, funnily enough, comes from the Nostalgia Critic. Like, one of the reasons why he killed off the Nostalgia Critic character was because behind the scenes, he was overworked and crunching himself to death. There's your Nostalgia Critic factoid for the day. Let's just sit on the water. Right. Where are you? Okay. You're out. Okay, so what is this for? Don't tell me that Snagret had a treasure. Oh, that Snagger probably had a treasure. So this floor generation sucks. This floor generation sucks. Orb. Could probably get some shit done with our purples here. Oh, is that buried treasure? Why am I doing that? You're right, I think it is a buried treasure, but I thought it was a Snagger. Oh my god. Another one? Oh, this floor. This floor stinks. There's no beating around the bush. Yeah, we're losing a lot of purple with this. Beat him. German retired too? Yeah. Yeah! There we go. Thank God. But yeah, I think now just having in perspective how, like, if you have $1 million, you just win it. Hold on 1 second. One second. But most of these perspectives came, like I said, when I'm trying to do long-term planning for a living. We're trying to figure out, like, how much money would you need to, like, live comfortably. And then it's like, wait a minute, what do you mean if you, like, have $1 million, you're just gonna you can, like, just print free money by having, like, not even $1 million, even $500,000 will give, like, what? $2,000 a month in high-yield savings? Like, once you breach the 100K mark, you can just make free money. There's no it's like kind of ridiculous. And then I look at YouTuber income, and it's like, if you make like 5 viral videos, you could just retire comfortably. And it's like, wow. No, but like a lot of modern content creators probably like view it more as like, oh, that's just fast, easy money. And then they lease 5 million houses, and then their 5 minutes of fame are up, and then they go into bankruptcy, and then die. Yeah. Alright, I think that was the last treasure we missed. Alright. Let's keep going. We also need to we need to increase our purple stocks. One second. Alright, I had to take care of something real quick. Let's get the heck out of here. See you later, nerd! It's actually funny, because just owning a property, statistically, will make you more money than any regular paycheck. Property ownership is like a pretty OP meta now, and that's why every single giant bank is in on it. And also, that is the Forest of Hope completely cleared out. Oh, sorry, the Awakening Wood completely cleared out. And every single treasure here. So I'm just gonna grab a whole bunch of reds and get our purple army built up with the last remnants of this day. So yeah, a lot of the meta is like, if you really want to make money, just save up for a property if you even physically can. Like, that's my... I think, like, I'll be set around 2026 to have something viable. Oh dear. All these are gonna remain in the ground, aren't they? Don't have enough time to purple farm. He thinks college is gonna get him out of any financial issues. No, I'm teasing. It just all depends, but it's all out of your control. My biggest hatred is more towards what's it called, private equity firms and HR. Those are my two biggest enemies in life. They just make everything worse for everyone. Look at all that money. Lost 4 purples. This cannot stand. No slacking! I think this is more for U.S. economic disparity. The biggest thing I can say about it is just like, what? What's the word? Is that how it was realistic to move out and, like, have your own house, like, when you were 18? Like, how boomers are like, oh, you know, you should move out by 18 years old. That's how good economic and property prospects were back in the days of old. Obviously, it's not universal, but I feel like that's probably what leads to that, that conception of, like, when you turn 18, you have, like, after you graduate college, you have to move out. But as with all economic issues, the story is very long and often complicated and annoying. There was another timeline where I became an accountant and killed myself from the dread of working that work. I like numbers and I like math, but like accounting is like probably the most what's it called? Optimal, I guess. The most optimal path forward if you really like math and business stuff, unless you want to just like go work for Wall Street or be a demon. There's probably other ways, but it's like, I love macroeconomics and such, like dictating economic policy. But unfortunately, I got a case of autism, so, you know, if you want to be a politician, you can't socialize, yeah. So I think of a new job, buddy. We're just gonna get boatloads of reds. Watch this. Yeah! Got his ass. This is nice. We're playing here Pikmin to enjoy our, enjoy, like, you know, when Nintendo didn't charge you, $80 for a game. And talking about finances. I just find numbers very interesting, not gonna lie. And at least, more, Renaissance era I guess there was no... I guess there was some limited economists back then. But the field of economics is also very interesting to me as well. It's just, like, economics is like, you are the most expert pattern noticer. And you've just discovered the pattern of how the markets flow to make them flow even better. And then watch as every megacorp ignores your advice, and every government ignores your advice because stagflation happened once. We want the Hole of Beasts. But now every self-proclaimed economist reads the footnotes on Das Kapital and thinks that they're a genius now. It's always funny whenever I hear talk about economics when it's like nobody's read. Though granted, it's like I feel like Wealth of Nations, which is like one of the groundworks for a lot of modern economics, is definitely very outdated in terms of its ideals. But I think it's more important just because it's written more from a philosophical point of view rather than a strictly material and economic point of view. It's a very, very interesting book once you get through all the historical context. We're here to get our purples. We're gonna need like the squad. Can't remember. There's like. Alright, let's go. Alright, here's where we grind. It's good to start building your, where are the purple flowers? There's supposed to be purple flowers here, bro. I think I got tricked. Where are the... Aren't there supposed to be purple flowers here? There's like one on the next sub-level. I could've sworn there's supposed to be two there. Dude, we got goofed big time. What the heck? Where are they? There's no enemies here either. I don't. Gonna reach the bottom, and it's like you're gonna see a hyper realistic bleeding Empress full blacks. Yeah, I think this is where the purple flower is. But I could have sworn the optimal strategy was just to do the Hole of Beasts. Oh, it's Pikmin 4? Aw. God, I gotta say, it feels so nice to be able to machine gun throw on this game. Like, it's so much slower in the original Pikmin 1, but oh, it feels so good for a master like me. Where's the exit? Okay, exit's that way. I guess I'll still use the rest of this day to like just get my other Pikmin stocks up. I don't think we'll ever need like 100 white Pikmin. We can do fine with low stock, but getting 100 purples is like a necessity to beat the game. It is widely considered to be like one of the biggest flaws in this game. It's just like a barbell. Sorry, a dumbbell. It's Doomsday apparatus. Requires 100 purples to lift. So I was thinking, it's like, I gotta get some restocks anyway, so I might as well get ahead of the curve, but ugh. Oh, okay, I'll probably just get my yellow and blue stocks up, which is like, pretty sizable number. And just do the same thing where if I see any purples, I'll just, if I just see any purples, I'm just gonna, any purple flowers, I'll just always toss 5 in. just gotta increase our stocks. Be gone. Though, going back to all about economics and all this, and gaming as a whole, there's always, like I did talk about this a few streams ago, about how there's always been a direct line you can kind of draw between the pursuit of arts and how there's always some kind of economic or political incentive to that pursuit. Nowadays, it's mostly an economic incentive. Like, I think, pretty sure, like, everybody should know what those incentives are, typically. I don't think there's anything else here for us. There probably might be some bugs, though. I'll have to snoop around a bit more. Like, and I guess, like, back, like, this is just back more in, like, around GameCube. Even during the NES era, there was an incentive to just make a good game, because making a good game is how you get word to spread. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Ah, fuck. Okay, whiff. Yeah, whiff. Okay, I'm gonna actually prioritize our blues a bit. Blues just have some slightly better functionality compared to the rest. It's like only slightly better, but it's still pretty solid, just like solid enough to work, just having a nice supply of them. Because you never know when you're gonna have like oh, we got the perplexing pool next, so I think blues have a lot more functionality than. So now we got a few dungeon options. There, we could like bite the bullet and hit the submerged castle really early. That'd actually be pretty good for some purples. Or we can go to my personal favorite, the Glutton's Kitchen. Man, my brain is all over the place. I should just name this like ADHD streams at that point. At this point, I mean. And we could probably get some bitter spray. We've got like a lot of spicy spray at least. Okay, let's just get all of our Pikmin and call it a day. There's nothing else for us to do here. Except maybe bring that back. Oh, let's not forget this bro too. I can't believe we cleared this place out fast. Alright. Yeah, money and economics is interesting. I can summarize all my thoughts on that. Like, there's a part of me that's always like, you know, how money flows. It's kind of like its own financial... It's like its own... Like, the flow of money... It's kind of like its own ecosystem of itself. But like any other ecosystems, you have to, like, keep out invasive predators or humans to upset it all. No. I'm not smart enough to write a manifesto, nor do I have enough life experience to write a manifesto. I'm pretty sure... I don't even think, like, anything in the field of economics is good for me anyways. Because I have a feeling that, like, if you step in, like, a Wall Street financial building, your soul immediately corrodes, and then it's like, before you know it, you're a war profiteer. It's kind of like becoming an engineering student and receiving that first letter from Lockheed Martin. It's like, am I gonna be, like, honest, or am I just gonna go for, like, the $1 billion they're offering me for my engineering talents? People are gonna go for that $1 billion, and you can't even blame them, man. Is that Toady Bloister there? So there's the spider hole, Oh, what is that? Why do you want us to navigate that bridge, bro? Okay. We'll deal with that later. I think that's where the Toady Bloister is. The submerged castle is somewhere around here, if I remember correctly. There's like a lot of treasure puzzles around here as well. So let's, actually, we want a good squad of yellows. I'm thinking Glutton's Kitchen next. I want a more relaxing cave. Sorry, Johnson. Oh, he's still alive. Perfect. Oh, that pellet couldn't have been better timed. I don't know. He was just the chosen one. I'll need some blues across here. Oh. Oh my god! Are yellows just like the ninjas? The evasion masters? Oh, I get how this puzzle works. Okay, so you want the blues to do that. So we're gonna get that. Okay. We can probably hit this. How much of our debt have we paid off, actually? Only 5,000. Now, I'm mostly just scouting out this area, because I have not been here in forever. So we need some blues and yellows for that one. And here's these stupid weeble worms. Need some yellows for that. The Glutton's Kitchen is right there, which we need like 100 yellows for, because it's only got electricity as the... Actually, we could probably bring some purples too. And beyond that is the submerged castle. I forget what else is around there. Yeah, that's a submerged castle right there. So you have the submerged castle, there's like the bathhouse over here, the spider cave. Okay, so that's all 4 caves. Okay, we're gonna make our move on the Glutton's Kitchen. Come. We need some purples for the extra manpower. Let's actually try and flower them, and then we'll hit the area. We just gotta move pretty slow with them, though. I'm just very concerned about getting to the shower room. Oh! Oh, yeah! We're going right to where we need to go. We're going to the place. We can actually turn up the moods here. Just go to one of my favorite caves. This is a random question, but like, anybody else when they're younger would just like go to random spots in games or like just like play pretend in the games. I think like Pikmin 2 with Glutton's Kitchen and Mario Sunshine were just like prime for running around like pretending Mario's actually on vacation or stuff like that. I did a lot when I was younger, especially for Sunshine, which is where 99% of the enjoyment came from. Oh, that's dangerous. Alright. Mario Sunshine was like primo for that. Dude, these yellows are just like functionally immortal. Oh, okay. It's like these yellows are just dodging every squish. Yeah, these Wally Toads are pretty chill. See, look, he's just vibing. Yeah, I think I mentioned the other day how it's like, just having giant houses is just great for letting your imagination run wild as a kid. Like, Chibi Robo really took up, like, connected with me and why this place in particular. It's funny how much game, like... Oh, there's this other map. I think it was, the Dropper? Like, the Minecraft map called the Dropper. I can't be alone in remembering this. Like, there's this one map in the Dropper where it was just a giant house, and you got to run around in it. So I just play the Dropper just to get that map and run around in it. There's also a few scavenger hunt maps that took place in a giant house, too. I'm talking about giant house and giant toy box. I think it's just the same thing, because it's like, when you build with Legos or Lincoln Logs, as a kid, you're like, man, I wish I was that small so I can, go in my Lincoln Log house and, play with my Lego people. Oh, the bull bears! Fun pick this year. Pikmin biology fun fact, these are genuine baby bull bears. They are not bread bugs in disguise. These are the real deal. These are not frauds. They're also extra round too. Yes, yes, like there's like the most famous Dropper map is like the Rainbow Spiral. Oh, God. Oh! LeBron! I think that's the only treasure here. But yeah, these are the bull bears. I like them a lot as a kid because they're exceptionally round compared to the other bull borbs. Kinda lost my train of thought because I got distracted by the bull bears. They're also slightly horrifying in this game. You'll see what I mean when we get to them. Oh, I remember going crazy with like, oh my god, it's like a Mario Paint chalk. They sell these? They did not sell them. But I think they sold them like a long time ago. Hold on one second. It's like, what, Minecraft? I'm talking about Minecraft and Dropper. Falling down houses, wanting to be small. Oh, yeah, that's right. The only other Lego thing that I'm finding is a shared memory is people constructing, like, epics with their Lego men. Oh, this is my favorite part. Like, how could you just not run around on this as a kid and pretend to be a train in the game? Like, look at this. You build these train sets in real life, and like, oh, I wish I was small, and then the game's like, yes, you are small now. With bread bugs, too. I remember people, like, were like, oh my god. The bread bugs are in Pikmin 4, finally! This is not bread bug watching. Oh, that's right, he's going for the treasure! Oh, 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 we gotta compete! Exactly. Bread bugs are just, like, so funny. See, look at them! They even run on the tracks! Like, this goes crazy in preschool, bro. These guys, I love these guys! Normally you kill them by that, but... the only thing I remember in Pikmin 4 is, like I said, people got hyped when they returned, and they also will bite you in Pikmin 4 if you just stare at them. I do feel guilty killing them, because, like... Listen to that scream. How could you? He just wants a good meal. And 26 years and nothing has changed. I feel so bad for them because it's like they're not even doing anything wrong. They are incapable of harm and you have to kill them. By like stealing their food supply. Gotta have a good meal. Oh, yeah, bottle caps. Look at them. They just want to have like a bite to eat. Oh, man. You who had cola? Okay, we don't have to kill the rest of these guys. We just have to race them. Okay, you can bury your brother. Apparently in Pikmin 4, they also bury other dead bread bugs in camaraderie. Here they don't. Here they just add them to the nest. Yeah, I always feel bad for killing them because they're literally innocent. They do nothing wrong. They just want to have a good meal. We and the bread bug are one and the same, just looking for treasures, but they are just too much bread. Not enough brain. Oh, man. Remember there's one floor on this is a bit hellish. Oh, dear. No! Okay, first of all, we want you guys to work on... Okay, we're gonna play this like surgery. Burps, you're gonna stay here. Knock these guys over. We are paving the way for the perps. We're feeding the bread bug too, I guess. Dude, the fact that they burp whenever they steal stuff too, bro. Bread bugs are the goats. They're made of bread, they're fat, they waddle around, they burp a lot, and they crave treasure. Like, what more could you want out of a relatable creature? I think we can just ignore all these and grab the treasure. Can. Okay, good. There's 2 floors in this that I remember are, like, pretty harsh, despite being called the Glutton's Kitchen. All terrain. I like how you instantly know blue. There's the one with the bull bear and the other more sinister floor. Uh-oh. Looks like we have to kill Bread Bug. Yep, come here. We actually have to kill Bread Bug. I can't believe this. I'm sorry, you have something we need. Nice. Yo, I got a good meal. Oh, his meal senses are off. Okay, that's the apex. That's the alpha Bread Bug here, bro. Looking for a better meal. Okay, what? We got like a decisive plan here. Have Louis on standby with the heavy artillery. Can drag this and the Bread Bug back here. He's already cleared up the entire floor. Alright. I'm sorry, fellow Bread Bug. But you have the treasure. While I do that, I'm gonna walk away from the screen for a few moments. I gotta take care of something real quick. I have bissed, indeed. Alright. Granted, I know that it'll take a time, but I still think Pikmin 1 had a more devious combo in the Perplexing Pool. I forget what it was called in Pikmin 1. Because it just had a bunch of bull bears and a bunch of those stupid, floating, blow guys. Oh god. This is the one. They're where? The hunt begins! Here he comes! This scares me as a kid, because like, oh no, they're awake! Okay, okay. Wait, we get a stun. We get a stun. Oh! Oh, it didn't show proper. But basically, if you don't put the bull bear in your ship in time, he'll just come back to life. He is functionally immortal, so God knows what he's doing there. God knows what those bull bears are made of. Okay, you can have those. We're going for the goods. We're trying to avoid. We're going like a low % Bread Bug kill run. Red bugs know what's good for them. They won't go for my treasure. Hey, that looks okay. We're clearing through these pretty fast, though. I remember these caves always felt so long when you're younger. I feel like sometimes game design does kind of take into account for that, how kids perceive time much slower than adults. Like, when you grow up, it's like 15 minutes will pass way faster than you as an adult than as a kid. And know that because they've just done simple studies about it. Granted, they could be flawed, but I sure as hell believe it. It's either that or we as adults have our attention spans cooked. I don't know. That's just a game theory. Oh, this floor. I know exactly what beasts lie here. Okay. I guess it's less being aware and more like time passively moving slower, like moving faster for us because we're more used to it. Alright, let's go. Stun. Stun! Stun! Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay, solid. I can't really say for sure. I know for a fact my attention span is cooked. It's always been cooked. ADHD and all that good stuff. But sometimes I wonder, because it does feel like when I watch like older YouTube videos that are like 15 minutes long, or 15 minutes, they feel so much longer. Nothing? Oh no, Pikmin are just, Pikmins are, okay, if you want to get into the lore, Pikmins are technically plant-like parasites. That isn't even deep lore, you kind of find that with Goldman, where if they're consumed, they can take over, like, the host body of something like that, or, like they can convert local life into themselves. Man, I wish. All that's missing is me going like, buy my book! Get a stun, 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 get a stun! Oh! Okay, the purples were at least a little bit smart. Okay, we can swarm the rest. These guys just stun resilient? I think they are. Shoot. Stop myself there, yeah! Now I gotta put a coin in the nose square jar. I guess they're stun resilient though. That's scary. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's real scary. I think peppering a few enemies with stun resilience would be, like, brilliant game design-wise. Because, like, imagine you get purples, like, oh wow, these things just stun and like, destroy everything. And then you just encounter an enemy that's not a boss that just outright ignores it. I like that a lot. can have, like, in a game like Pikmin, where it's like purples are so good because of their stuns, adding a few ones that are like resistance to top dog to disincentivize you from bringing them everywhere is very good game design. The boom cone. Oh, who took these things out for a spin when they were younger? For RPGs, it's limited, but unless it's like an RPG where you've got like 20 characters that you can cycle around. Pikmin is one of those games where you got plenty of other options to take out for people who are stun resilient. Though there's still also the fact that the purple's slam attack and their highest base damage makes them still too good to pass up, though. There we go. Let's get rolling. I think that goes back to why Pikmin 2 just ends up being one of the most liked, because it's so close to being perfect, you just need minor tweaks and just some smoothing out of a few edges, and then the game would be, like, perfect. There's nothing I can really say that's glaring about it so far. Ah, my favorite floor! This song also rocks, too. Okay, so first of all... Get to the donuts! The boss is just, it's a quote-unquote boss, but he's the funniest boss in existence. He's a Sigma. He's a Sigma bred bug, actually. We joke about this being like me going to the zoo. This is what I was like when I was younger, basically, where it's like I get to the bottom of Glutton's kitchen and just feed the bread bugs because I really like feeding them. This dungeon also makes you okay, in retrospect, when you're a kid, these graphics look really tasty. Now it looks like a skateboard wheel. But again, when you're a kid and you haven't seen like RTX or whatever, that looks mad tasty. Look at this. Ham with physics. Okay, this guy's the last one. Purple's just passively knock him out like that? Oh my god. That's huge. Okay, I think purples can safely deal with these guys then. I think only the giant needs to go. Oh. We must preserve him. I think everybody's already talked about the, talked to death about how graphic fidelity can just, like, ruin the game dev pipeline. So I'm definitely not gonna repeat myself there. If I want to talk, actually, there's one game that that was the last game I played on this, which I think is, like, that perfect blend of, quote, retro graphics, but modern art techniques and, like, using technology the most. That was, like, a Sea of Stars. That game was, like, visually gorgeous. It's just a shame the rest of it really couldn't pull up the bar. There we go. That's Glutton's kitchen all cleared out. That's a biggest shame. It's like there's nothing worse than a game just like ending up being mid. Because it's like you can find where it could be better, but it's just like Because if you vehemently dislike a game, a lot of the time that dislike comes because it gave you a uniquely negative experience, but still a unique experience. It's like there's still some passion and hate. And, but then if like something's middling, it's just like it didn't get much of a rise out of you, or I would say it was like middling, but also still slightly disappointing because it could have been something really great. It just felt conflicted in what like it really wanted to be. So Sea of Stars just like is kind of a strange case. And this is one thing I've mostly observed. This is just my thoughts on it. I think you need like a solid and you need an engaging story for your JRPG, because there's got to be some incentive to having you play through like 20 or 30 hours of the game. So something needs to be have an engaging story bare minimum. If you really fail to have an engaging story, you're just gonna make people disappointed when they finish the game and come to that resolution. Because I think while Final Fantasy VI is one of my favorite RPGs. I don't think it has like the most. I don't think it has like the best story, but it is a very engaging story. Like I was hooked. I wanted to see how everything went, and it hits you with a really good mid-game twist too. And those who snow. Oh god, this is gonna suck. Remember how I did this last time? Was I just like ferried across like 10 yellows at a time? Yeah, like that's what I think makes it hurt a lot more, is because it's so close to being something really good. But I will not, if there's one place I will absolutely not shame, it's definitely the art and design department. They knocked it out of the park with like everything in that aspect. I think people have already talked to death about like how, since like high realism graphics are like now so attainable, we should take all that extra processing power and turn it into some we should turn it into stylized fidelity. Like, take that graphical fidelity and stylize the balls out of it. Can we get that fence down? The only memories I have of that was calling those two ex-heroes like Mordecai and Rigby. They just did not want to work, so they were gonna doom the world for it. I think that's another disappointing thing. The aspect of a hero who's just like tired of just physically can't handle the responsibility of being the hero of the world or whatever. In concept, is fantastic, but they just don't flesh it out. I can understand where they were coming from if they fleshed it out and didn't make a deal with literal satanic hooded figures. That game gave you so much to talk about. Agreed. Big agrees there. That's a very interesting dynamic to explore, but it just did nothing with it. Other than, like, if you don't quit slacking, you're fired! Where's this place lead? Now, granted, like, they were ultimately selfish in the end, where, like, I'm sick of being a hero, but I'm dooming the entire world. And this is one thing that was mentioned. The main characters, like the red-haired guy and the blue-haired girl, they were blank slates. They barely had reaction to anything. The only time they had an appropriate reaction was them saying, like, dude, piss off, when they're saying, like, hey, you know, you can join us in leaving to a new world after this one gets destroyed. That was the only moment where I sympathized with them and they had like some sort of character where they just were not having what the villains were trying to offer them. They're worse than generic. They're like, haha, yeah, you do it. They're like faux protagonists. That makes it a little bit worse. No personality or being silent is better than pretending to have a personality, like some kind of sort of like skinwalker or whatever. Haha, yes, I am reacting to something appropriately. I don't think we're gonna get that fence down in time. Yes, it is a yellow lightning kind of game. This is gonna take a while, ain't it? Yeah, we're not even close to putting a dent in this thing. We'll have to like dedicate an entire day ferrying over 10 Pikmin at a time. Okay, that's 10. We should have 68 blues here. Okay. Unfortunate. It's alright. I'm thinking we could, like, get our debt cleared out today. And then save Friday for, like, a special stream. Can we kill a frog? I know there's a chance sometimes the rocket blast will, kill a frog. Look at all that money. Yeah, I wish I could find another game like Sea of Stars where it's like, oh, some wild animals nesting on the bridge now. I remember. And now we can actually get to the real show. Why play the game when you can just get live breadbug cam? Look at him go. Oh no! Game design is like such an interesting topic. I would love, like, I would love to get like into the mind of some like really brilliant game designers and just like figure out what makes them decide on the decisions, whether it's just like a gut feeling or just being like, yeah, like, it's like, oh, I plotted people would, like, treat this mechanic this way, or, like, I just felt like it'd work. I've definitely streamed a few times before. Very much into fighting games as of late. And whenever it comes to, like, fighting game balancing, like, deciding what moves have what frame data, that's what interests me a lot, because it's like, what leads you to decide, like, that these moves have this frame data. Guilty Gear is a very funny case of it, because at least plus R, because it's kind of a mess, and some moves are genuinely very, very fricked up. speed up demolition. Let's bring an extra 15 boys. It's like, do you like work on feel for just moves, like deciding like what has more or less advantage, or like has more or less feel to it? Or do you just like rigorously play test with it until things work? Now granted, for like Plus R, the one I play, most likely they just did it by feel and let it rock and unleash some hell design. Because that game has like 20 different versions of varying quality and balance. I know, like, with modern fighting games, you get, like, a lot more instant player feedback. I heard that Tekken is in pretty dire straits. I have zero interest in Strive, nor Street Fighter 6 super much. Let's actually get this marked near map, at least. Bugs. Yeah, that's a spider hole. I'm thinking we'll use the stream to like finish paying off our debt and then get into the post game later. God, we're getting through this game pretty fast though. Okay, we got these yellows here. I'm actually, you mentioned that. That leads to a funny discussion because it's like a lot of modern fighting games are trying hard. Like the next big one is the League of Legends one, 2XKO. But they both got like, I think they got consultants from like professional fighting game players who are like sponsored and shit and shiz. But at the same time, they're trying, like, they removed motion inputs and made everything just like directional inputs for dealing damage and the like. And it's like, so who are you catering to? Are you making these for like people who want to learn and play a fighting game, or trying to like attract a bunch of normal people? The most I can say what attracts a lot of people to fighting games most of the time is the social, mostly for social reasons. Like, well, I go to like a fighting game, bi-monthly fighting game local, and it's just a very nice social hangout. It's like a nice place to hang out and be social. And I guess a lot of people just don't understand that fact. Not just couch multiplayer, even like arcade multiplayer. Yeah, Smash is, yeah, I will wholesale agree with that. Smash is a fantastic party game. Smash is such a good party game, man. Turn on items, hop on 8-player teams, and it is fantastic. Okay, shower room. Oh, it drains the entire lake. Okay, God bless. Louis, what you got here? This? Oh, I guess it's buried. Oh, okay, I think I remember this one. You have to, like, throw some whites down here. Like, toss some whites over there, and that's how you get there. Okay. So we'll have to do that later. I can't really say much for Tekken. Yeah, one of the biggest reasons why I got so hooked on Guilty Gear Plus R in particular is that it had a very strong social scene for it as well. It also helps that the game has Robokai in it, who is a character that feels like it was designed specifically for me, even if he is bottom 2. But man, it's like, it's not like a huge social scene either. It's also got a very minor competitive scene, so you don't have to like not everybody's like gunning for like the $1 million prize. A lot of people are playing it a lot more casually than others. We're gonna need to like bring some of everybody. Yes, yes, Tekken is the one with King. Tekken also seems like produce some of the most angriest netplay players I've ever seen in like the community, the broader community as well. By God. That's how a lot of fighting games happen when you're younger. I remember when I used to, like, play, what was it? The JoJo one? Heritage of the Future. That one's really funny, because the game is broken as balls once you, like, learn about it. But it also has, I think, the actual worst niche player base. Everybody there is, like, throwing sig hails and gets unreasonably mad. It's... And I'm not even saying that as a joke. It's pretty infamous. Like, they're like... It's more than that. It's, like, to the point where, like, every character has some form of TOD that for, like, any competitions or online play... There's, like, ground rules where you can only loop a TOD, like, loop an infinite TOD for, like, the same loop 3 times before you have to drop it. I think those rules are kind of boring, because you can, like, have a broken-ass game like that and still have a pretty budding and hype player base, like with the Fist of the North Star game. I have some friends who play that, and that game is hype as hell. Oh, dear. It's throwing the falling rocks at us. We're gonna have some fun, chat. We're gonna get random rocks. We're gonna lose a run because 5 rocks will throw on me and I'll be unable to maneuver out of the way. I didn't realize that this would start this soon. Okay. Please do not get distracted by those guys. Any more rocks? Okay, volleyball. Or volley toe. Stun ya? I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna watch it carefully to make sure rocks don't destroy you. We actually have to be very careful now. I'm not sure if falling rocks only fall once. I know that's a lie because one time, I think it was a Hole of Heroes. There's one room which is just a long stairway, and it will repeatedly drop explosive boulders and explosive spiders on you. Do not like it. It's very stressful. And like I sent Olimar down those stairs just to like prime all of them, and then I went back up the stairs to grab my Pikmin, and they still kept falling. I'm not giving this game an iota of my trust. You can't. I think this is one of the more relaxing ones. I remember this music specifically. It's kind of funny how it has like these simple little looping beats with procedural music. But some of it is very memorable. Like, I remember the train room, I remember the bottom floor of Glutton's Chicken very well, I remember the shower room one. The ambient theme when you're like in a safe room, I remember. Oh, it's dropping orbs. Get him! Okay, never mind. We gotta be on our toes. Oh! Okay. It is pretty satisfying just to, like, maneuver this giant... It's stressful a bit, but it's pretty satisfying just to maneuver that giant horde of Pikmin, like, just to, like, outmaneuver the boards. We're gonna watch these guys. Yeah, the swarming in this game feels so good. It's like the control, like it's a little bit clumsy, but it gives you just enough control to like maneuver your Pikmin outside to like dodge stuff. I have trust they'll make it back safe. It's like only a few inches. Ooh, game, you thought. Hey, look at these. Can't get me. Hey chat, you really need this. Like I said, just the charm of that just being like, yeah, it's soap. But that's worth 60 Pokos, bro. Dude, imagine the value. If I got to go to Hoctate with like a big box of soap. Durable energy cell. That joke kind of gets lost. It gets lost with the remaster on Switch. I was thinking about game design before. Yeah, I had talked game design. How the month of February, I was actually gonna I was taking like a vacation from work, and I just got really sick and depressed. I got the flu and was like incapacitated for half the month of February. But I was like thinking a lot and writing a lot of docs about game design because I wanted to like start to learn how to code a bit. Make some basic games. Never got around to it because depression kicked me in the ass after I got really sick. I would definitely, like, once the sunlight comes out, dude, once summertime, I think, like, summertime just makes me freaking immortal. I think I should definitely look for, like, a more tropical environment in the future. Because, oh my god. It's like, during summer, I, like, had a strict workout regime that I stuck to for, like, 4 months. And then I got really sick, and then the cold weather pulled in, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Run! You got a perp! Oh. I forget the name of these guys. We're gonna have to like go for a Wikipedia visit. Just like look at the name of these guys. Because, like I said, Pikmin's naming scheme never disappoints. Such a goofy naming scheme, and I wonder if that's like the effort of some of the localizers. It's kind of funny, like, what was it? Oh yeah, it was Treehouse. I was thinking of like localization stuff because I was like wondering about like these really clever names and really funny sounding names for the Pikmin stuff. I know some of it was probably like helped by localization, but I wonder how much it actually is. Anytime, Sam. As long as I'm available and like not. Actually, no. Even if I am at work, I'd be always glad to like shoot shit about game design. Nice. I think. Tabletop, I think, is a really good stepping stone, because when you're designing a tabletop game, or like a tabletop story, it's still that first step where you have to like anticipate the moves of the player first. And then like plan your design based around, okay, when I provide the player with these tools, what do I expect them to do? And what more can I add to this tool set as a result of that? And that is like fractal loop. That's why I feel like playtesters, beta readers, etc., for any creative field is really important, because gauging the end user, like, this is technical, I'm just like saying because I'm comfortable, like, gauging an end user response for how they'd react to what you're creating is really important in deciding, like, how am I going to move forward with this. Obviously, sometimes, like, you need, like, if you think a player's being stupid, you have to, like, follow your gut and be like, you know, scatter! I can't even take a break for half a second to talk about game design. We lost 2 more perps, and this is so over. I thought this was safe because there's less boulders. But yeah, I feel like and just in art in general, you need to like have this equal balance of trust of end users and playtesters giving their feedback, but also trusting their future intelligence. What I kind of mean by that a bit is sometimes players will like react really negatively to a design decision, but like sometimes those end users just haven't put in the effort to figure out how to solve that puzzle. This is like when fighting games does come in. I talk about Plus R a lot, because Plus R is a very, very broken game. It's got a whole lot of junk to it. But yeah, it still has a pretty budding player base, as far as anime fighters goes. If you put a normal person and like let them play with those games, they'd encounter a character like Testament of Zappa, and be like, dude, why are these guys in the game? I slightly agree with them, admittedly, because those are some nasty-ass characters. But if you give the player a broken tool set and an unfair challenge, and just tell the players, hey, if you learn about this broken tool set, you can overcome this unfair challenge, you kinda gotta like trust the players on that part. And Guilty Gear, like, Plus R just ends up being a unique mechanic, because there's only like a very few things I would change. Like, I would slightly nerf Testament so that they just don't get, massive nuclear rewards off of every single hit confirmed. And I just make it so the Zappa doesn't get random summons on hit. And for those of you who don't know, Zappa is, Testament is basically a trap and set play oriented character. But they have access to ridiculously strong normals, and also ridiculously strong mash options. So you get a conflict of interest where it's like, you know, how you want the player to play them is like you want them to play smart, like set up the stage for for really epic punishes because you've got your traps planted around. But at the same time, they don't need to care about traps because they've got extremely good normals, so they have extremely good control of the neutral. The same kind of extends to Faust as well, where he has really good where his entire mechanic, like one of his centers to his mechanic, is he's like a wacky zoner, where he throws out random items. But all those items are heavily slanted in his favor. He has no bad items he can pull. An item will always help him randomly. And on top of having those random really good items for zoning, he also has really insanely good normals and even some decent reversal options. I don't think there's anything super broken about Faust if like there's any of my Guilty Gear mates watching this. But I do think he's like like, if I were to call him one thing, he's a broken all-rounder. He just has tools for every situation, and they're exceptional tools for every situation. So he's, like, too good at almost everything. And then there's Jam, who I just removed from the game. You guys aren't ready for the Jam talk. You need to, like, play against Jam to understand why, like, I had a friend who is dodging online brackets because a decent Jam player was in them. I think, you know, I'll give him slight credit. He's probably a good Jam player. I can't really say for sure. But he's been dodging because she is so obnoxious to fight. I think that's the other half of game design. Like, you can't just have good game design, you also have to avoid obnoxious game design. Like, if the meta is something unengaging and boring, dominant strategy says that the players will always go for that because it's the most efficient way to play through your game. But it's also boring. I think the relation to Pikmin for that would be a lot of debates I've heard with Otachi, the dog that they added. Because he's such a good... He's the dominant strategy. So why would he be like, nah, I'm not gonna play with the best strategy in the game? I'm just gonna scout for rocks. Okay, no rocks, we're good. In fighting games, there's like a little bit of... leniency. Because sometimes the dominant... Like, this is what I like to say for Testament and Zappa. There's still, like... Because those characters are really strong. But there's still some skill curve that you can learn, that you have to learn with them, and their tools aren't like they instantly win the game. You kind of have to use their tools in a smart way to win consistently with them. Jam less so, but again, that's why I put her on obnoxious tier, because she doesn't really need to like think about her tools much. She just needs to remember her B&Ds and then just like mash her stupid gorilla specials and get in on ya. Kind of same thing in Pikmin 2, where it's like the dominant strategy is bring a bunch of purples and stunlock everything. But this, like, you could easily dissuade purple stuns by having some, like, enemies be randomly immune to stun, or maybe, like, punish players for trying to, like, abuse their stun ability. Purples do outright need a slight nerf, because, like, they're just a little bit overturned as far as things go. Because, like, even if they didn't have stun, their slam damage and higher basic attack still makes them, like, must-have for any dungeon excursion, or for any cave excursion. Don't walk in the water with that, you SOBs. It's funny how, like, you can just relate a whole bunch of game design talk back to Pikmin. That's how you know you made a good game. Like, one way how is, like, if you already know this game through and through, people say, like, it's kind of like how a lot of the other Pikmins in, like, challenge runs are a little bit redundant. Because, like, you only need blues and, in Pikmin 2, you only need blues for specific dungeons. Like, this one, like you only need blues where, water is a legitimate obstacle that you need to walk around. Reds you can kind of justify getting away with because they are more readily accessible and they have a higher attack stat. And yellow's value is only for electricity because electricity is such a threat. Soy! Dude! Is Pikmin cucked? Anyways. And you bring yellow, like, and you just want to bring yellows for any dungeons where electricity is a threat. Because electricity is an insta-kill threat. You do not want to, like, play risks with electrical hazards. You could, but... Beyond sardines? Like, say, for example, for that fire spout, I don't need reds to deal with that fire spout. And I think for white Pikmin, to incentivize people to bring white Pikmin everywhere, there's buried treasure. So you're like, you know what, I want to just make sure I bring some white Pikmin around in case that cave might have buried treasure. When you're a pro at the game, you're mostly going to be, like, fielding purples and maybe some yellows, depending on the situation that it calls for. But for a first-time playthrough, I think Pikmin 2 has some very good design, like, in place to incentivize bringing a well-balanced party of Pikmin every time. In an ideal game, you know, you'd have it where it's like, you'd want to, like, really curate your parties rather than just purple being the uber-dominant strategy, destroy everything. But for first playthroughs, it does a pretty good job. Because, like, that's what you're mostly trying to focus on nailing, especially for single-player games. I don't think you ever, unless you're designing something like Factorio, you don't want to, like, design a game which is based around optimization. Optimization should be something that's created by, like, the players. And they just work with the toolset you provide to be like, hey, I'm gonna just, like, what's it called? I want to see how fast I can beat Pikmin 2 or Pikmin 1. And then, like, they look at all the stats, they write down everything, figure it, like, create optimal parties, and then find out, oh, optimal parties is purples. There's another treasure we're missing. Ah! I see, yeah. Okay, we'll need some blues here. Come on. Like, this is a dungeon where you would need blues for a treasure like this, for example. But but for, like, optimal runs, you just bring the exact amount of blues you need in order to get that treasure, which is probably gonna be, like, 4 blues, and then the rest will be purples and maybe some yellows. True. I don't think speed matters as much in dungeons, though, because you got infinite time, unless you're doing speed runs, in which case I'm pretty sure whites would be pretty great. Saying it all out loud makes me think when it comes to game design, yeah, you want that surface level first. Like, I think developers should focus intensely on having a really well-rounded first-time experience. And for replays, optimizations, speedruns, you leave that all up to, like, you don't worry about that. You leave that up to the players. Because players will always find a way to have fun with optimizing something. So if you have a really good start, and you also have a really good first-time experience for your game, even if it does get shallow on replays, that first-time experience will get, like, eyeballs on your game and get people playing it. And that's how you build, like, that dedicated long-term user base and fans. Where people, like, find reasons to return to this game. Caves tend to be, like, one of the nice points, because I think these caves are, these caves are just really cool dungeons. They're just, like, small gauntlets of, like, cool micro-challenges. Because most of these are, like, semi-procedurally generated, but I don't think there's a single cave, which I can say, where it's, like, I don't feel very engaged. There's something, like, that's why I always wonder, it's like, were they mindful with playtesting? To, like, make these caves feel just right in length and difficulty? That's why I talk about, like, the surface level versus under the hood argument. Under the hood, these caves are not very special. But when you, like, put rubber to the road, when you actually play through them, they're pretty dang perfect. Oh. Like, you do not, like, you don't really feel anything horrible or, like, overbearing about the caves. So, at least so far. All these caves, like, keep you really well engaged and just have, like, enough stuff. It's got great music. The visual, I think it's the visual theming that helps a lot. No cave is gonna, like, keep you looping through the same stuff. I'll change from, like, bath tiles to a playroom to a kitchen to some regular caverns. Yeah, mostly insane stuff. You get hints of it in these early game caves, but we'll see when we hit the Wistful Wilds on Friday. The Hole of Heroes is what I hear is usually the worst cave in the game, and I kind of agree, and that's mostly because the Hole of Heroes is so long. Regardless, each of these caves are short and varied enough to, like, keep you engaged on every single approach in finding treasure. And, like, you can play it like a surgeon, be a bit careful when marching through. Or, and, like, when you already know these caves, on replays, you can be like, how can I, like, split up decisions and get as many treasures as fast as possible? And, like, that's mostly for speedrunning. Oh, and we cannot forget the goat of all caves, which is the, submerged castle. Ooh, man. Nobody ever forgets to submit. Oh, that unique experiences. I think. Oh yeah, this is the other big thing in game design, which is risk taking and sometimes like ignoring what player testers say. If you like threw the submerged castle at player testers at random, they would hate it. But because of how unique it is, I think like how uniquely difficult of a challenge it is, it really stands out in this game. Because that's the one it's one of the only caves where speed and efficiency really matter. And I think that's pretty cool. I think the same thing happened with the Resident Evil 2 remake, where a lot of playtesters really did not like Mr. X. They did not like how overpowered he felt, and they didn't like dealing with him. But Capcom kind of like stuck to their guts, was like, no, we're keeping him in, and he became one of the most memorable parts of that entire game. Or sometimes you just have to like ignore the playtest. That's why I was talking about like how sometimes you gotta ignore playtesters and let some stuff rock. Oh, yeah, sorry, I probably shouldn't have done. Oh, I had a feeling! I had a feeling there was something sussy around here. Ah! Like, I had a gut feeling of like, there's something in these tunnels that's gonna jump scare us. Those are the bomb spiders. Those are the bomb weevils. Sometimes they fall from the roof, and they are a case of many people's anguish. We're comparing everything to Pikmin here, bros, but yeah, basically, Mr. X is an invincible roaming enemy. It is very broadly shrinking, but like he's an invincible roaming enemy who you can't really kill, you can't really do much about. You have to like find creative ways to avoid him. And a lot of people loved him because he just brings a unique experience to the game. He's very fun to like outmaneuver and outsmart. But a lot of playtesters probably wouldn't like him because of the amount of stress he puts on. I think there's even another side conversation you can have. Ooh, I can summarize that entire conversation with this simple statement. The simple statement I have is, when it comes to like level design, it's like what's it called, game design, or getting feedback from others. A lot of the time, the consumer knows what they want, but they don't know how it's given to them. It's kind of like, think of it like cooking, like baking a cake for somebody. It's like somebody can like absolutely love a cake, but they'll have no idea like how that cake was like how to make that cake themselves. They don't understand so basically when you bake them a really good cake, they'll be like, oh, I like cake. And then you just like buy them a basic like $5 cake from the grocery store, and it's not going to be as good as like the gourmet cake you cook them. The same thing kind of goes for creative design. Oh, and this I remember like how you beat him is. This is how I learned this after the fact. Whoa. Okay, let's get some space. He gets attracted to the active captain, so that's how you beat him. I never found this out as a kid until like later as an adult. Where he's attracted to the active captain. So what you do is you swap. Just did. Then you swap. Because I struggled a bunch with this boss. I could bait him a bit better. He's eaten. You also have to like keep good management of your Pikmin because they will like stick to him. Pick one. I think this is a really creative mechanic for a boss. I just wish it was better conveyed. Because I think it's really interesting that this is like one of the few bosses that engages you with like captain switching to distract him. Yeah! That's for making 10-year-old me suffer. Make more Morshu things? I probably should. I could definitely make, like, we just wait until June when the new Delta Room comes out. I will definitely make more Morshu things. Yeah, when your ship tells you teamwork is important. Yeah. I like the concept of the boss, but I think it'd be like just a... I wonder how you would like intuitively tell that. Maybe... Well, granted, I got a really lucky roll. Typically, this entire room is like walled off with several fences. And he's attracted, and like you have to distract him in order to knock down the fence without your Pikmin getting eaten. I got a weirdly lucky cave gen here, where it just gave us a direct hole here, and we didn't have to knock down any fences to get to him. Back on game design, yeah, it's like like when getting player feedback, you kind of like got to use them as like a metal detector to find out what's working and what's not. And then when you finally get like a hit on like, oh, this is the element that works in the game, that's when you can start to home in on and refine that element. Like, one of the most common scenarios I can say that you see online, the Mega Tweeter, let's go, is that, what is it? Is, like, obsession with high-fidelity graphics. Like, I saw some people, like, on... I think people... It became pretty infamous of a guy complaining, like, hey, you know, this fruit stand doesn't have fully rendered apples in it. But in the grand scheme of things, nobody's gonna care about whether your fruit stand has, like, fully rendered apples or not. That guy thinks that's what makes the game good, which is why he's complaining about it. But it's not. Now, if the game required you to have fully rendered apples, like, and like, if, let's say you have the ability to add, like, fully rendered apples to those fruit stands and, like, some physics, so if you, like, shoot the fruit stand, the apples bounce out, you can add that as depth later on, like, when you've got the crust of the game done. It's 80%. I'm feeling one more in me. And Gemini, you probably know which one I'm feeling from how I'm building my party right now. Only one place is gonna need this many blues. Excuse me. I gotta get some veggies tonight. So that's just my thoughts. Well, I'm thinking about making a pretty good a good-ass stir fry tonight. Talking about cooking made me think about food. Just gonna need like some onion and some peppers, and carrots too. Are you gonna get that fence down in time? Got 100 dudes slapping away at it. Oh, I just got a bunch of beef. Ground beef is a pretty nice strat, not gonna lie. Might be a bit more meta than chicken, but that's because I find ground beef much easier to prepare than chicken. You can, like, make anything with a bit of ground beef. Chicken's a bit limited, but chicken is pretty good. Oh, that's what I should make. Slow cookers, too. Like, I don't use my slow cooker nearly enough. The fact that it's quite literally to, like, throw in some broth, some sauce, and, like, throw some chicken in here for 8 hours, and you'll make, like, this, like, chicken that literally will melt in your mouth. It's very unfair. It's like, what do you mean just a pot for 8 hours can make the best meal ever? Alright, are we gonna make it in time? We're gonna hit probably the most infamous cave next. There we go. Nice. Let's go, boys. We gotta ignore these shrimp, I think. Yeah, I don't have the power puncher. I forget how you get that, but... Oh, okay. Yeah. I love it because it's like, only water Pikmin can get here. There's no way to sink the water. Press A. Every threat. You can only bring blues. Okay. I cried when I saw the water raid for the first time. Then you got the spookiest music in the world, a Fury Bull Black's first floor. We gotta get to work now. Doesn't pull any punches either. First floor is just like, yeah, we are not fucking around. We said every threat's gonna be here. Here's some fire threats immediately. We definitely need some speed here. This is actually kind of creative because, like, this is a great example of very simple, intuitive design. We only have water Pikmin, but there's a Fury Bulblax here. You got a treasure. How you beat? And like, oh, wait a second. What puts out fire? So easy, literal 6-year-olds can understand. Oh, that's okay. Ow. Alright. Night, Zarg. We'll be streaming again this Friday, so... Yeah, I really like that intuitive design where it's like, it offers a very simple problem and just a simple solution without like putting a single line of text on the screen. Like I said, if a 6-year-old can solve it, you've made a very, very good, you've made a very intuitive puzzle. I'd rather, like, a 6-year-old can, like, solve it without any direct explanation or arrows pointed or anything like that. Okay, we gotta pick our pace. Okay, we cannot leave any alone either. Diet Doomer. And the fact that they give you, like, a geyser immediately, too. I think this is the last one on the floor. Let's pick up the base. Come on, we don't need this. We don't need this. I hope this is the last treasure. You bet. Okay. Let's get this bad boy out of here. How far is it? You can't tell if this is like a skateboard wheel or oh, it is a donut. I always thought it was a skateboard wheel. Is that it? Okay. I forget the time limit, but there's a timer before he appears. But you want to notice this when you're right now. You're panicking. You're like, "What's all this fire? I've only got blues. What am I doing?" Gives you the geyser. Let me just wait until he spawns. Give you a pretty proper amount of time too. So if you don't know, it like gives you the big spook. I think it's like a 5-minute timer. Pretty fair amount of time. Yeah, like as a kid, or even like first time, you're probably gonna like moving like a surgeon because trying to deal with all this fire threat. Huh. Maybe it takes them one extra floor to spawn. But I do appreciate them giving you that geyser, because like they're just like, are you really sure? Oh, these guys, oh no! Be gone! Yeah, those guys just drop bombs. Not very nice. I could just leave Louie near the ship. Just like pick up any Pikmin I send back. At least know this place is safe from the water wraith. Big donut! So we can have, like, Louie just... We'll deliver treasures back and have... Bulbin! This is also the best guy. Yeah! It's him! I can't believe that these guys did not return in Pikmin 4. Though there was like internal documents that showed that what happened was that Otachi was instead intended to be like a bull bear Bulbmin. We got changed to a dog later down. This one was a bit easier. Get the cookie. Oh, you bastard. Really devious design, just put these spiders to stall you. Oh my god. Ah! Get this out of here. Would we please? That's such a... That's an evil trick. It's like, let's put these fighters to waste your time. We got everybody here? Okay, we got everything. Yeah, same here. I just feel like a little pang in my gut, like, oh no. We've actually... We got 6... How much? We start at 46. Oh, we got 2 minutes left. It's kind of insulting that all the treasures are worth jack and crud. We've got, like, 2 minutes left. I think it's worth it just for the treasure at the end. It is a very, very good reward at the end. Oh, and then it's like, that's right, they put rocks on top of the cave exit, so you just can't make a beeline for the exits. You have to bring your Pikmin with you. Let's just... Alright. It's coming in 1 minute. Get Louie just get ready to call in bail. Whew, okay. I didn't realize that the treasures here were so worthless comparatively, though. I remember it was like chocolates and donuts, but that was it. We got 1 minute before he spawns, so we could probably, like, wait him out. We got the Borbs. Please, please. The Borbs. Yes, those of you who don't know. Attacking is futile. And if you don't have all the treasures, you just gotta start racing against this asshole. Like I said, it's nightmare fuel for children because it's like you're like as a kid you're already gonna be playing this slower, and then he just drops that asshole just drops down. Though we're being pretty efficient on getting these treasures and avoiding him. I was a bit concerned from that spider gauntlet, but I've got like an actual 5-minute timer here to look at, and that's just my stream time. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I love these guys so much. They are the best. They're my goats. Still got squished. Oh, 1. Okay. This electricity floor might cause problem. Comes the creature. God, man. I'm like so mad as a kid. It was so annoying to get Pikmin merchandise. Okay. Just gonna bring Louie back to spawn, so we can just like pick a Pikmin in case we lose track of time. But we're doing pretty good. We're doing very good on time right now. Yeah, I'm just leaving Olimar there. White? Oh no. Don't tell me there's buried treasure here. There's buried treasure here, ain't there? Let's also find the exit too and just crack it open. Activity arouser? Get him, my minions. Hey, Louie, how you doing? I guess we'll know if there's something buried if we get this last guy. Just get these in just in case. Okay, how's our time? Oh, I had a heart attack. Well, actually, I don't think it plays a cutscene anymore. I think you'll just hear the music stop and change. Compelling cookie. Okay, there's nothing buried. God bless. And we got this here. This cave would be a lot harder if you needed to, like, have everybody at the cave exit to go down together. Thankfully, they were kind. It's also fun, because this is what I talk about, like, how they added that to kind of make things easier. They at least added that slight thing where they know that all your Pikmin will come with you if you like, find the cave exit. So they put a, so they've just put a cap on the cave, so you have to bring your Pikmin with you. You can't go solo. Oh, he ate one purple. Oh, it's the first time we lost a white. Leaving Louie by the base. I've actually wanted to try out like some harder mode raw map. Ah, you bastard! His bomb's far away. We're out of blasting range. Oh, you... That's a bit too close for comfort. Yeah, the game just does a lot of tricks like that. And I think it's like, those tricks are just so evil that it just sticks in people's minds. So I think every cave is like that. Where they'll throw like where they'll drop like a bullborb or a giant frog and deviled ham. So that's why we're a lot of negative reception about the caves would probably come from. Oh god, I wish they brought back the Boltman. Oh, okay, maneuver. with me? Yeah, moments like that can just throw you into a panic, and you just don't stay composed, you'll just get completely screwed. Let's find that golden beetle. Where'd he go? Deeper. What? What happened? Where'd he go? This way. Oh. Oh my god, Soul Survivor. Okay, come with us, come with us. Louis, not you. You gotta stay here on I hear another bolt. Oh, this game's fucking maniacal, bro. Why? Oh, Lord. There's like this nice escalation of difficulty as well. Where'd that golden flint beetle go? Did he like clip into the wall? I think he'll just reappear. Looks like he's behind here. Come on, bros. We don't got time to slack. Okay, thank God. Get. Oh, there's whites. Oh, that's right. Blues will like save drowning Pikmin. Yeah, that is definitely like a case where it's really bad, where it's like there's a golden flint beetle. Oh no! Okay, we're just gonna... Okay, we're good. We are set up perfectly to get out of here. But that's definitely a dangerous position where it's like, if bombs start falling, and there's like a flint beetle you're throwing stuff at, or like mites falling from the... I think mites and bombs is absolutely the worst combo. Because then it's like, you just can't do anything about that. Oh, we can finally get our vengeance, though. I think it's funny because like the water rate does legitimately have the same tension build up and release as like other horror game monsters. I brought up Mr. X as that comparison because it's the same deal where it's like you have that build up where it's like he'll appear and chase you around, and then when you finally hit this final point, you get to kick his ass, and he's like a complete joke. does remind me of the other. It's the golden water wraith sequence. No, actually no. I was trying to think of like tense situations. I would definitely like put the golden water wraith as like a really tense sequence because it's like it's very stressful solving all those multitasking, solving all those puzzles, and trying to stay away from the wraith as it like slowly encroaches on you. I really want to replay Pikmin 3 sometime. I'll probably get it like for Switch so I can try it out again. Because I was kind of harsh on it when I was younger, but I feel like it was a lot better than I remember it. Because I was like, where's the caves? Where's like the treasure? And the days of gameplay I put in when I was younger. I just love how it's like purple, like power scaling purple, so they have the ability to like ground an interdimensional being into our reality. Yeah. Oh my god. It's gonna be It's such a unique fight engine, man. It's great. It sticks with you, and that's the best part. I think the most important, like, biggest goal as an artist is like creating an experience that like sticks with you and keeps you talking about it. And like the fricked up music too. Got the wrong angle. Memorability, I think, is like the most important thing to have as any sort of creative, and that's what's hard because it's really hard to know when something is memorable enough until you like shot your shot, got your chance in the limelight, and seeing how long people will stick with you. That and also thinking of like unique experiences that will stick with you, because the entire water race sequence. There could have been a chance where instead it could have like had the opposite effect, where it just mortified children and it, like ruined the entire game experience for them. But they stuck with it, and it just like I guess they just nailed the execution well. Memorability of things is one thing that I always like just think about a lot because of that importance. Like last thing I think the last thing any creative would want is like the two things creatives don't want are flash in the pan successes and complete masterpieces on the second attempt. And now we got the Pluckaphone. Yeah! Pluckaphone was like playground rumor, because I remember I talked with like kids on the playground about this, like, you know, oh dude, like, did you hear about the submerged castle? My friend was like, actually, I beat it. And I got a whistle called the Pluckaphone. It's a whistle that plucks Pikmin automatically for you. And that wasn't just playground rumor, that was playground truth. I don't think this pays off our debt though, but... Though honestly, talking about caves or experiences that would ruin the entire game, I think that might be Wistful Wilds when we get there. But we'll definitely see. There's a few caves that I fear. It's like everything in the Wistful Wilds and Emergence Cave? They are post-game, yeah, but it's like when you're a kid and you unlock this entire new area, you're like, I want to explore that. I think it's called the Cave of Emergence. It's the one where the Man-at Leg was. The Man-at Legs gave me... It still gives. Last time I tried fighting it, I lost a lot of Pikmin to it. And I have no clue how to consistently beat Man-at Legs. That's the only one I fear just for him. Man-at Legs is also just extra funny because he's just a giant spider with a machine gun attached to him. We're gonna call it a day here. Because I gotta get going and get some dinner prepped. Like, I can't wait to return to the Wistful Wilds with, like, unbiased eyes. As a working adult. Because there's some stuff that traumatizes you as a kid, or, like, gives you a bunch of trouble as a kid. Which will also give you the same as an adult. The go-to I think of is, from Pac-Man World 2. One of the bosses, Clyde. I had so much trouble. We would burn, like, hundreds of death to him. Wow. Oh, yeah, that's right. We did hit, 2 dungeons. Clyde or the man at legs? Okay, I replayed... I even did that on stream. That was one of my first streams where, like, I went out and bought a physical copy of Pac-Man World 2. Played it on stream. Got to Clyde. And was like... I was like, oh, you know, he was so hard as a kid, but it can't be that bad. Then I get back to him as an adult, and he is that bad. And it's not because of the player or anything. It's because the game is janky as hell, and that jank comes to fruition against Clyde. Now, before I go get some ingredients for some dinner, we need to look at these naming schemes. We got Bulbmen, Blowhogs, Armored Cannon... That's too normal. Armored Cannon Beetle Larva. Glint Beetle. Okay, Glint Beetle's a good name. Sheer Grubs, pretty dang good. Burrownit. Ravenous Whisker Pillar. The Hermit Crawmad. Anode Beetle. Very good. Swooping Snitch Bug. That's a name. Then you got the Bumbling Snitch Bug. And Carini Dirigibug? Flotillamus Circus Maximus? That just means floating circus in Roman. Oh, these are just called jelly floats. Okay, that's not what it's called. Antenna Beetle. 0 out of 10 on the Whimsy Beetle. Dweevil's a very good name. Carini Dirigibug. Same. Dweevils are a very mid-name. Actually, no, Dweevils are a good name. What is not a good name is like, Antenna Beetle. Come on. Toady Boister? That is... I look at that and I see a Toady Boister. I do not disagree. Wogpole? I guess that works. Candy Pop. I just wonder, like I said, I said it earlier, I wonder if it was like localization that retained some of the whimsy, or if localization added this whimsy. Because these naming schemes are so good, like Candy Pop Bubs, Creeping Chrysanthemum, Skitterleaf, Unmarked Spectralids, Pellet Posy, Bread Bug. Even the plants have names. Can't forget about Burrowing Snagret, Bullblaxes, Ranging Bloister, even Water Wraith. That's such a good name. It's like, yeah, that is a Water Wraith. I do not disagree. Oh yeah, these guys were actually renamed to Wally Toads, because Wog is apparently a bad word in other countries. I forget which one, though. I still call them Wally Wogs, because that's a Wally Wog. That's not a Wally Toad, that's a Wally Wog. That is a Wog. That probably sounds really bad to people from the UK, I think. You get the same amount of wit for treasure names, like Arboreal Frippery. Hold on. I like how people say, like, in the interest of scientific discovery, I better give it a test run, because, you know, haha, weed, but he's like, it looks and feels like a soft blanket. Which is probably more because of, like, hemp strands. Triple sugar threat. Oh, God. I wish I had some behind the scenes on, like, what the original name's trend. I guess we could. Hold on. Pikmin 2 Japanese treasure. Yeah, it looks like this was like part localization. Like I'm looking at the chair. Like, let's take for example, Diet Doomer. Let's look at that. In Japan, it's enemy of diet. Enemy obu daieto. And that's a fantastic look. Oh man. I do. There's like always talks about localization discourse. But I'm glad that they got a killer localization team on this. Like, hold on, let's look at another one. Like some of them are obvious. Like let's say for like Behemoth Jaw. That one's pretty straightforward. Sud Generator. Crystallized Telepathy. The notes got... Okay, what notes got changed in the port? Yeah, it's the same thing. Telepathy crystal in Japanese. What about Rubber Ugly? Rubber Ugly is world's ugliest in Japanese. Olimar testing out the weed itself? Ah. Yeah, I know, like, a lot of the emails got censored, which is kind of a shame, but I'm glad we still have this old game to go back to, you know? Justice Alloy? Dude, that's gotta be a direct translation. That is... such a Japanese-ass name, like Justice Alloy. Yeah, it's called, Justice Alloy Justice Z in Japanese. What about Forge Courage? I'm sorry, I'm having some fun here. Okay, that's quite a bit of a... Yeah, I don't know how I localize this. Forge Courage. Literal translation. Passion Alloy Mr. Guts. Yeah, I guess Forge Courage is the best that you can kind of get from that. I don't even know how I would localize that. You could always go for the, like, I think, man, I'm no localizer. But I can understand why they didn't call that Passion Alloy Mr. Guts. There is some charm to directly translating some stuff, but I understand, especially in the context of these being all sales pitches and, like, stuff they have to, like, market. I think they did a pretty good job. These games do still bring me so much joy, man. I'm eternally grateful that they're so easy to access. Five-man knapsack. That's also pretty clever. Actually, I'm curious. Was that the same in Japanese? It's called the Sweet Dream Assistant. I think Sweet Dream Assistant would also work pretty well, but Five-Man Knapsack is a little bit more clever. We'll give localizers what's it called? We'll give them the up on that one. Yeah, man. Ooh, that's talk about localization is like a minefield of discussion, but there is room for like some clever, creative like adjustments to some translations. Just to kind of like, because you need to make it so it makes sense and is kind of more understandable for a Western audience, but still has the same spirit. A lot of times you get, I think Treehouse is like has been one of the worst offenders, seeing like what they've done with a lot of Fire Emblem stuff. So yeah. That's all discussion for another time. All I'm saying is that I'm glad that Pikmin 2 has, like, all this creative wit to it. And has some pretty good translations and localizations to it that just keeps the spirit with it and just makes it fun, you know? Anyways, that is definitely it for tonight. I am off to make some banging stir-fry. Alright, so chat, thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate y'all coming in every day. I'm gonna definitely get this get our stream schedule all solidified. So we're gonna be streaming Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at around 3 p.m. Eastern time. I've got a nice backlog of games we can possibly go through. I'm just starting with Pikmin 2, because I've been long overdue for a replay of that. Other than that, we got lots of other... I'm thinking Elebits next, if anybody remembers Elebits. Anyways, cheers, chat. Hope you all have a good dinner as well, because I'm going to get cooking.